Hello, it's Dynamic Dan here, and today I'm thinking all about David dancing before the Lord. But first, I thought I'd show you some of my best dance moves. Are you ready? Brace yourself. Here goes. What do you think? Do I put the Dan in dance, or do I just look a bit silly? Well, have you ever felt silly in your life? Are you someone who's worried about how you look to other people? Maybe your parents, teachers, or other children at school? Are you worried about how people see you? Well, you know me, I'm a very serious person, very subtle. I hardly ever dress colourfully or wear outrageous costumes. Of course I do, really. I love to be colourful and I love to try and make people laugh. But not everyone understands. Sometimes other grown-ups just think I'm being silly. And that's a bit like King David in the story. He was the king, and so people expected that he would be very serious, very straight-laced, probably a bit boring. But he loved the Lord so much, he danced in the street in his underpants. And sometimes we need to do things that other people don't understand if we're serious about our relationship with God. To show you what I mean, I'm going to try my hand at a little craft project. I'm going to make something inspired by the story of David, something using these two sheets of paper, one white and one red. You see, sometimes when we choose to follow God, some people who don't follow God might think it's a bit silly. They might think it's a big mistake. They might even think that what we're doing is a terrible idea. And I think that joke was pretty terrible. I know what you're thinking. What a rip-off. But you know, God loves it when we choose to follow him without worrying about what people think. That makes him really, really happy. But what do you think of my David-inspired craft creation? Does it look good? It might look a bit silly, and that's okay. But maybe we can... I know, I've got a brilliant idea. Maybe we can use some magic. Have you ever heard of magic dust? It's a bit like fairy dust. Have you heard of Tinkerbell? Oh hey, what do you call a fairy that never takes a bath? Stinkerbell. She would stink. I think I've got some magic dust here in my pocket. We will sprinkle the magic dust over the torn pieces of paper. Here goes. Wow, that does sound silly. Let's see if it works though. And while I show you, I'm thinking about King David, and imagine if we chose to live our lives a bit more like him, celebrating and worshipping God without worrying what people think. Wouldn't that be amazing? What's that? Pants? No, it wouldn't be pants. It's a great idea. Pants? What you do? You're right. I've made a pair of pants. Wow. Well, of course, David danced in the streets in just his pants, and his wife thought this was far too silly. But you know, David didn't care. He was so focused on God and so full of joy and excitement for the Lord. Now, I'm not saying that you should go and dance in the streets in your pants, but there are lots of other ways we can worship God. It's okay to sing, dance, shout and cheer, and God loves it when we worship him without worrying what other people think. Imagine if we put God first before other people, what kinds of amazing things could happen in our lives. Well, I've been Dynamic Dan. Have a super silly week. Stay awesome and bye for now.